Smallpox. Smallpox was one of the most feared diseases in human history. For centuries, it struck without mercy. High fever, exhaustion, and waves of painful pustules covered the body. Around 30% of patients died, and those who survived were often left scarred or blind. During European colonization, smallpox traveled across oceans, devastating indigenous peoples in the Americas who had no natural immunity. Entire communities vanished. Historians believe this single disease played as much of a role in conquest as guns or steel. In the 20th century alone, smallpox killed more than 300 million people. That's greater than the combined deaths of both world wars. Yet humanity eventually turned the tide. Through global vaccination campaigns, the World Health Organization declared smallpox eradicated in 1980, the first time humanity completely eliminated a disease. It was a victory that proved cooperation and science could defeat even the deadliest enemies. The bubonic plague. The bubonic plague, or as it's better known, the Black Death, killed up to 200 million people worldwide. 1/3 of Europe's population just wiped out in a few years. A bacterium called Yersinia pestis, hitching rides on fleas that lived on rats. And rats were everywhere. If you got infected, you'd get hit with sudden fever, chills, and these swollen black lumps called buboes, hence bubonic. Then came vomiting, delirium, and usually death within days. The plague didn't just kill people, it destroyed societies. Labor shortages collapsed the feudal system. Towns were abandoned. Mass graves became the norm. Europe was never the same. Here's the twist. The plague isn't ancient history. Antibiotics can cure it now if caught early. But we still see outbreaks in Africa, Asia, and even the United States occasionally. Spanish flu. Fast forward to 1918. World War I just ended. Soldiers are coming home. And then this happens. The Spanish flu infected 500 million people, literally 1/3 of the entire world at the time. It killed somewhere between 50 and 100 million in 2 years. It was an H1N1 influenza strain. But here's what made it terrifying. It didn't just kill the old and weak. It went after healthy young adults. Their immune systems would basically overreact. Their lungs would fill with fluid, and they'd be dead in hours. Cities dug mass graves. Hospitals were overwhelmed. Governments couldn't keep up. This thing moved faster than the news could spread. It's still one of the deadliest pandemics ever recorded, and it's a brutal reminder that nature doesn't care about our plans. HIV and AIDS. Let's talk about something more recent. Since the early 1980s, the AIDS epidemic has claimed over 40 million lives. HIV is transmitted through blood, sexual contact, or from mother to child. Once it's in your system, it attacks your immune system, basically leaving you defenseless. Without treatment, it's almost always fatal. The early years were especially brutal. Fear, stigma, misinformation, it all slowed down the response. Entire communities were devastated. By the 90s, AIDS was the leading cause of death among young adults in multiple countries. But here's the good news. Antiretroviral therapy changed everything. People with HIV can now live long, full lives. The problem? Access. In many low-income regions, people still can't get the medicine they need, and HIV, AIDS, remains a deadly threat. Tuberculosis. You might not think about TB much, but it's still one of the biggest killers on the planet. In 2022 alone, tuberculosis killed 1.5 million people. It's caused by bacteria spread through the air. Someone coughs, you breathe it in, and boom, infected. Symptoms include this chronic cough, chest pain, night sweats, weight loss. Historically, they called it consumption because you'd literally waste away. Before antibiotics, TB was basically a death sentence. Even now, about 10 million people get sick with it every year. And here's the scary part. Drug-resistant strains are on the rise. TB isn't going away. It's evolving. It's one of the biggest health challenges we're facing right now. Malaria. Over 400,000 people die from malaria every year. Most of them, kids under 5. In sub-Saharan Africa, Malaria is caused by a parasite transmitted by mosquitoes. You get bit, the parasite enters your bloodstream, and you're hit with high fevers, chills, sweats, anemia. In severe cases, your organs shut down. For centuries, malaria shaped civilization. It determined where people could live, where armies could march, what land could be farmed. Mosquito-ridden swamps stopped entire empires. Today, we've got bed nets, medications, and even vaccines. But malaria still kills hundreds of thousands every single year. It's one of the oldest and deadliest enemies humanity has ever faced. Cholera. Cholera has caused 7 global pandemics since the 1800s and killed millions. It spread through contaminated water or food. Once infected, you get severe diarrhea and dehydration. Without treatment, you can die within hours. Hours. In the 19th century, cholera terrorized cities like London and New York. Poor sanitation turned them into breeding grounds for this disease. People were dying faster than doctors could figure out what was happening. The good news? Cholera is easily treated now, with rehydration therapy basically just replacing the fluids you lose. The bad news? It still kills tens of thousands each year in places without clean water or proper sewage systems. Ebola. In some outbreaks, this thing has a 90% fatality rate. 90%. It's a virus spread through direct contact with blood or bodily fluids. It starts with fever and weakness, then escalates to vomiting, diarrhea, and bleeding, both internal and external. The 2014 to 2016 outbreak in West Africa killed over 11,000 people and showed the world just how fast a healthcare system can collapse under pressure. We've got vaccines and treatments now, but every time there's a new outbreak, the world holds its breath. Ebola is a reminder that some diseases don't need massive numbers to be terrifying. They just need to be deadly enough. So there you have it, 8 diseases that have shaped human history. Some we've beaten, some we're managing, and some are still out there, evolving, waiting. The crazy thing? Every single one of these taught us something. About science, about cooperation, about how fragile we really are. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history, science, and the stuff that actually matters. Drop a comment and let me know. Which of these diseases surprised you the most? Thanks for watching. Stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.